Hey, what is up, you guys? Yes, we are back at it again with another Wizard 101 video, except for today, I am actually talking to you guys. Yay! Can I get some clapping? Can we get a round of applause, maybe? Yeah, so I'm abandoning the text-to-speech for now, and we're gonna actually talk today. I am sick, so please bear with me, okay? I'm a little sniffly, I'm a little stopped up, I'm a little nasty, so bear with me. Alright. So today I wanted to talk about the topic of is Wizard 101 dying? If you're on any type of like forum website or like Reddit or just the general internet, I feel like there's always the idea thrown around, like since 2015 or so, that oh, this game is dying soon, it's gonna be done, they're not gonna do anything with it. Now they actually might not though. And I might clickbait title this, so but it's true. Like, I am gonna say some things, so don't click off yet. I can see in the analytics if you click off, and I won't be mad, I'll just be disappointed. So we're going to be playing. I have a high level wizard. I have a 160, right? We've seen, we know. But I'm gonna be using one of my new ones, which is a level 2, just to see what the early game is like. Because honestly, I've forgotten. I really don't remember. Been a long time since I've made a new wizard. So let's see what happens. I do have things moved around from my main account to this account. So my Victoria Storm 161 wizard, I use that to get gear for all the other wizards and pets for all the other wizards. So I do have pets. I do in fact I do in fact have a kookaburra. It is just a baby. It's just a baby. But I do in fact have one. And it does suck because I can't teleport into the pet pavilion to train him, and it's double pet XP right now. That kinda sucks, doesn't it? Here's what we're working with. I literally have like all death gear. Um because I can't use any of the rest of the stuff that I've got yet. Um so yeah, it's all like death resist gear or just whatever. So, transparency's sake, I do have things moved over, right? Got quite a few things moved over, actually, if you look into, like, the pets. So, I've got a lot of them moved over. And I've got some mounts moved over. Um, so, I'm gonna equip this one just to have it. But yeah, anyway, full transparency, this is what we're working with. This is our setup, okay? Just so everyone knows and everyone's on the same page, this is what we're working with. And that's okay. That's fine. So, my idea with this video is that if you were a new player to Wizard 101, even though I have the pet and all that stuff, we're just gonna ignore it, okay? I refuse to make this game, like, difficult, quote unquote difficult, for myself, I will play how I want to play, but I do want to see what it's like for when you're starting out fresh account. Because if I'm remembering correctly, it is not very fun. And not to say that, like, because I feel, okay, I'm having a hard time articulating what I'm trying to say. Hang on a second. Let me get my words together. I don't script these videos either. I literally just sit down and talk. So that's fun. We love to see it. Alright. Yeah, we're good. Um, but yeah, needless to say, I struggle a lot with talking. So give me like 3 seconds. Okay, I think it's been 3 seconds. If not, sorry, I'm back a little early. So, even though I have the pets, and I have the gear and all that, I really don't, because I can't use it yet. But I can use the pet. The pet does not have the AoE available yet, though. So, that's helpful for me. Hopefully this doesn't affect y'all's experience, but I'm turning this shit down, because it's loud. So, beginner, you get imp. Congratulations. You wouldn't normally have the blade. I have that because of the pet. You get the imp. Congrats. And I understand that, like, formatively, that's how the game has always been, right? Like, each school has their own deck of cards. They're all the same cards. They just reskin them for different schools until you get later on in game. Kind of, sort of, not really, I don't know. There's not, like, there is a death imp, but the death people don't get the death imp. The death people get the sprite. Which I guess could be argued as a death imp anyway, if you want to consider a sprite an imp. I don't know. Are we getting into classes of this? Are we really going to get into this? This is not at all the point of the video. I think that early game lacks all of the features from late game. And I know that that sounds stupid, because of course it does. You don't want to be level 5 with 160 damage and you're AoE trained already and everything just ready to go. I get that. That's fine. You have to start somewhere. I understand that. But it doesn't teach you the mechanics very well. This game does a terrible job of explaining things, in my opinion. Like, I know it's got the quest arrow, I know it's got all that, but I have been playing this game since 2009, and I still don't understand fully what, like, Gambit means on a card, you know? I also muted it because they changed his voice actor, and I will never be the same. Never be the same again. And I skipped the dialogue. I'm sorry if you wanted to hear it. You just have to hear me instead. Ain't that awful? But I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm arguing for here. I just feel like the game as it is right now, if you, like, because we hit a paywall at a certain point, right? And when you're starting out, you may or may not know that because it's advertised as a free-to-play game. And you have some gear with some stats, or like you have a little taste of what the stats mean and what they do and all that. But I don't think it's enough to alter the gameplay enough to where people would, like, really understand it, or, like, it's not individualized enough for everyone. And I know that it would take a pretty big overhaul of the game to make it that way, but hear me out. Wallaru is the last world of the 4th arc. Like, that's it. I think it's the 4th arc. Either way, it's the last world that they're coming out with that everyone knows about, which is why everyone's always asking if it's dying or not, especially now, because no more worlds. Dead game, right? I don't think so. I would hope not. I would be very upset. But I do feel like they could do a lot more of just, like, quality of life updates for players. Um, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Y'all will see in this video if you, excuse me, cough break. If you guys haven't played this game before, you will soon see where the paywall comes in, because my membership has expired. I normally have the paywall, but this time I don't. So we'll be able to see where it cuts off, and I don't care how long it takes me to play this. I don't care how long this video is. I'm going ahead and recording all of my dialogue now so that I can just export it and be good to go. I may or may not even do my little intro screen, honestly. So that's kind of a pain sometimes. But I really think that just a lot of care, maybe, like, getting put into this game would make it live for another decade or two easily. That might sound crazy, but do y'all remember when they did the first, like, visual update where they went through and they changed and updated all of, like, the base game worlds? And everybody was so excited and so hyped for it? Why can't we have something like that, but for our spell deck? And for the teachers? Like, why can't we audit the teachers and be like, hey yo, times are changing, let's teach the kids some more stuff or something? I don't know. I just feel like this deck isn't enough to, like, get anyone excited. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm playing wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm too caught up in the Blade AoE of it all. But listen, that's literally what this game is. Like, especially late game. But, like, even now, if I had that AoE unlocked on the pet, I would be using it. I mean, not in these fights, I don't really need it, but if I was in a boss fight, duh. And once you learn that strategy, you can't get out of it, and the game just has a rut. It's just stuck in a rut of Blade AoE. For like every school that I can think of, nobody, it's not like anyone doesn't benefit from it, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like this game in itself is a very simple concept, right? It's a card game, it's a platformer, online card game, whatever you want to call it, magic game, whatever, kids game, right? Essentially, kids game. But I feel like they know their player base is all older now. I feel like most of the player base is in 20 to 30 range because I don't think that kids have the capacity for this game anymore. And I think that in order to keep Wizard 101 from dying, that King's Isle is going to have to do updates more focused on their older players than the new ones. That's just me though. Because hear me out. You've got whales that spend tons on packs and that always have membership going, right? Which I buy packs every once in a while if I have the money, and I do buy membership pretty much every month. So I'm not a whale, but I'm kind of like a fish, I guess. I'm a fish, right? But then you've got the whales that sit in the commons and have all the stuff and buy all the stuff religiously, so it's not like they're not making money. But do you really think that these whales are people who just picked up the game? No, it's going to be people who have played the game for a long time, who know what they want to spend their money on, who know what they're wanting to get. I don't think that it's just going to be some kid with their mom's credit card anymore. Back in the day, maybe. Like when we were all kids first playing this game, I could see that. But now, I really think it's just all of us who have adult money who just want to spend it on however we want, you know? I'm not shaming them, but King's Isle doesn't cater to them. And let's say that those whales, who are my age, are max level, and there's no more worlds coming out. They can't progress in the game anymore, right? There's literally nothing else for them to do. They've exhausted all other options, but they don't want to let this game go. What are you gonna do? You're gonna make a new wizard. Maybe in a school you've never tried before. Maybe in a school you have tried before and try to play it differently. Who knows? But you're gonna make a new account, which is great for you, because it means you get to restart this game all over again and go through all of the worlds that you hated before. Except for without any of your good stuff, because you're not a high level anymore, so you don't have the gear. Which again, I understand having beginner's gear. I get that. I'm not trying to say that beginners shouldn't have beginner level stuff. They totally should. But, like, give us a 10% damage blade or something dumb, like right out the gate. Give us a blade. If you're gonna make us use blades no matter what, go ahead and give them to us early. Let us have them. I don't see why not. We're gonna be using them for the rest of the game anyway. And, like, I feel like the dueling stuff should be optional, or like the combat tutorial should be optional for people who have already done it. Or it should be more of a test, where Diego doesn't talk you through it. He doesn't guide you through it. He just gives you a deck of cards that's not your normal deck of cards or something like some of the boss fights do later on. And then you have to survive this combat thing. Or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a game developer. But I just... Playing through this right now sucks. Being honest, I think it sucks. Alright, we're gonna take a hydrate break because, as you can hear, I am stuffy and need to clear my throat again, and I don't want to do it all up in your face, so I'm once again removing my headset to clear my throat. Oh yay, we're gonna go into our first boss fight. Now, I actually don't have an AoE on this one, and I don't have any other spells. So I am gonna go ahead and do that. Just in case. Alright, hydrate with me. Are we hydrated? Have we had our drinky drinks? I have water and then some very hot tea. But, okay. First boss fight. Here's a great example. This should be a time where we should be able to not kill them in one hit, but have more of an option than just these single. I think that we need more options than just single pip spells straight out the gate. If that makes you wait longer to cast them because you have no pip chance, fine. But I think we need them. Because as boring as Blade Scarecrow, or Blade Lulu, or Blade whatever storm wizards use these days, or fire wizards since they're big hitters, like, it gets really boring. It gets really boring. But so does Imp and Scarab and the Ice Scarab and the Thunder Snake. Like, all of these spells are so repetitive and you see them for so long in the early game, I feel like. It's just not fun to engage with. Late game, which my late game examples are going to be pretty late game because that's where I've been playing and that's what I remember best. So, pardon my examples here. If you haven't gotten to Lemuria yet in the good age of 2023, you might want to not listen to this part. But if you haven't gotten to Lemuria yet in 2023, what are you doing? And it's almost 2024. Get yourself into Lemuria if you haven't already, at least. I didn't love that world, but the spells in the old one, which I'm not going to say his name, because I didn't spoil it for my husband, and it's not that big of a spoiler. And I still don't know his whole storyline, so don't you be spoiling it for me in the comments, because he's literally my favorite character. But, like, those spells are so cool. Grim Reader, I freaked out when I got it, because I love that spell. Scion of Death, freaked out when I got it. It's a super cool spell. Like, all of the really cool high-level spells that you can tell more work is put into and is more advanced just in general. Oh, I got a pet from that fight. Huh. That's interesting. But yeah, I feel like the spells early game need variety. We've been seeing the same one since 2008. We have the capacity to bring out new spells. We release them with new worlds pretty often, right? Like, when you level up, you get new spells. It's kind of how the game works. Maybe just give us a little bit more variety when we start out. Maybe just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I also really wish that there was a better gold earning system in this game, because early on, you do not get gold. You do not get much gold at all early on. I am still at 70. And I feel like I've been playing for forever. I also am still in Unicorn Weight, and I feel like I've been playing for forever. Like, I understand it has to be slow. I understand we have to get acquainted. I understand. I get it. I mean, I'm making this video and calling it Is Wizard 101 Really Dying, and trying to prove a point about, like, how it very well could be, because they don't take care of their game or their clientele. But, eh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I hate that I say that so much, because it's like, yes, you do know. You're trying to make a point. Just say what you're trying to say, right? Like, stop beating around the bush. Just get to it. Well, okay, I will. I think that early game is boring as shit. The spells are ugly as hell and outdated as shit. I think that they should introduce some of the mechanics that are in late game a lot earlier on so that you're more prepared, because some of them they just start throwing at you. And I think that we need to change up the meta. I really do. For early, for late, for the whole game, I think the meta needs to be reevaluated. Because it's not fun. Says the person who literally pays for this game and plays it all the time and has multiple videos already uploaded about it and will continue uploading videos about it. I don't enjoy this game anymore, y'all. That's why I'm making this video. Sorry for sniffling at you, but I had to make my point clear. I do not enjoy this game anymore. And it is simply for the fact that it does not have that charm and that, like, sparkle that it used to. The end points of the game do, because they're newer, they're more recent, they've got more of a budget put into them, they've got more resources put into them, etc., right? Or at least I would hope. It feels that way a little bit to me. Maybe, I don't know, maybe other people disagree with that. But I think it's just such a difference between early and end, and it's so vast and it's so just like black and white that it's not even worth it to play through. And the biggest problem that we have with this game, that pretty much everybody has with this game, is the good old, excuse me. Now, why don't I get Pixie? That's dumb. I mean, yes, it's a 0-hit 120, but still, that's dumb. I wanted the Pixie. Oh, I also do have some Spellements on here, because I trade those back and forth. So, ignore those. But, like, okay, the Spellament thing. Great. Cool. Love that. Love that idea. Why do we have to get 75 of them? And why are they only dropped in packs or certain bosses that are impossible to farm? And why are they so level locked so weird? Like, I'm gonna be so honest with y'all, I do not understand the Spellements. I understand that you get them and then you can upgrade them to make the cards and to learn the cards and then you can upgrade the cards and all that. I get that. What I don't understand is their distribution system. Because the last time that I read about it, it was explained that you can only get Spellements from one world if you have not completed the world after it, I think. Which sucks for me, because at the time that Spellements came out, I was on my high level account, had not started playing these at all, and lost out on all the Spellements that I could have possibly gotten. Because I was already through all of the worlds up to like, oh gosh, I almost said that terribly wrong. I think when Spellements came out, oh gosh, was I already through Chrysalis? I think I was in Chrysalis when Spellements came out. That's a long time to go without I mean, like, granted, I'm never gonna use the cards that I missed out on late game, probably. But still, it would be nice to get the chance to get them. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But, like, I'm already bored. Are you guys bored? Hopefully not, but I feel like yes. And I feel like I haven't said much. I feel like I haven't said what my goal was to say about these things. And we haven't hit the paywall in this video yet. I think I'm just gonna do multiple parts, to be completely honest with you. Because I feel like that's the easiest thing to do. Oh no, I have to actually play the game? I don't want to do that. Never mind. I don't even know if I have any snacks. See, that's the other thing, is they spoil you so much to like, oh, you've already beat 25 or however many games, so you can just skip them and feed your pet. I don't know anybody who still plays the games after that. You just skip and feed your pet. But then when you start all over, and I get it, you gotta start from somewhere. Technically, it's a new wizard. But like, if you've already played the game, you can skip the like brand new first tutorial in Golem Court. Why can't you skip all of the rest of the tutorials? Why aren't they optional? And why doesn't this game want its players to have fun playing it? Yay, I got spray! Or fairy, whatever, Jesus. Finally. So life deck really is a bunch of heals, huh? That's crazy. I did not know that life's deck was really that much heals. I have never played a life wizard before. But see, this girl, Abby K. Doodle, she is new. She was not here before. I like her purpose for brand new players who have never played this game. I do not like her purpose for people who are just trying to make an alternate account or another wizard or whatever. I already know all the locations and what they're for. You don't have to take me on a tour. I promise I already know. I also don't like the dueling Diego stuff because, like I said, I already know basic combat stuff. Granted, I do need to read the tutorial for, like, advanced combat or PvP if I ever decided to do that, because I have never done that. But would you look at this? Look at this. right when I'm about to wrap up the video. Look at where we're going. Look at where we got to go. Now, while we're going through here, let me just show you something. This place is behind a paywall. Colossus Boulevard, whichever way you want to say it. I say Colossus. I think that's the right way to say it. Behind a paywall. And you'll never guess what these quests are about to be. So I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. After this pet, our man exclusively has paid areas as his quests. Now, granted, where was I going with this? This Penny Dreadful quest always drags me and makes me go crazy, or feel like I'm going crazy, because it's not the right one. She used to be in the comments. And it also makes you use this dumb pet, and I don't like this pet. I want my pet. I feel like you should have a choice on the pets, too. I don't know. Am I just being too picky because I'm too spoiled to being a late game player that I just don't want to restart? Is that my problem? Or is the game fundamentally hard to play as a beginner? It needs some work done to it desperately. And to make improvements. Because I can't tell. I'm not sure. I feel like I had a tangent that I was going on before I got in here that was going well. Oh yeah, the paid areas. So, the way that this game works with payment is either you can buy the areas outright with crowns and, quote-unquote, never have to pay again, and then the game will be fully free to play. Each zone is like 2,500, 2,700 crowns, I think. Maybe more? I really don't know. I've never done it like that before. I have always just bought the membership because it feels better that way for me. And maybe that's my own fault. Maybe that's fundamentally part of what's wrong with me in this game. I don't know. But each zone is 2,500 crowns. There are like 13 worlds or something at this point. Are you really gonna spend... So, 5 times 13 is however much just to unlock the worlds. Plus some change, because they're probably more expensive the more you go. I would assume, anyway. Like I said, I have no idea. I've never done it that way. It's kind of ridiculous. Especially this early on, to already be like, okay, cough up the $5. I know you want it. Like, I know you want to play this game more. Why? Why are we doing it? Why are we asking for money so early on, King's Isle? When we were kids, could we not get to Dragonspire fully for free, or am I just remembering that wrong? Because I really feel like Dragonspire used to be free. Alright, are you guys ready? This is where we're gonna end the video, because this is the biggest disappointment as a player if you don't already know about this. And if you're like me and like an uber completionist when it comes to questing, you'll get it. Now, there are side quests that you can do at this point. I don't want to make it seem like there's absolutely nothing you can do at this point without a membership or without buying areas. There is a couple of things. You will soon run out of them very quickly if you try. And do all of them, you will run out very quickly of things to do before you get membership. Triton Avenue is the only free section that you can go to anymore. And even then, you can't finish it because you can't get to the Dark Cave without the membership. You also cannot get into Cyclops Lane without buying it or paying for the membership. You cannot get into Firecat Alley. So Old Town is essentially useless if you're not going to have a membership, because the only place you can get into is Triton. And even then, you can't properly finish it because of the Dark Cave. If you guys want, I will do a part 2 of this little quote-unquote mini-series, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to be, because it really doesn't take long to get to the paywall. But if you would like, I can do that where I go through and do absolutely everything possible in this game until there is no more, and just do episodes about this long, 20-30 minutes long each time. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that what I said makes sense. I hope that you guys are having a good day, and if you are not, I hope that your day gets better. Please hang in there, stay safe, stay warm. If you need somebody to talk to, I know I'm a stranger, but there's a comment section. You can tell me anything down there. I promise I won't be mean, and I don't bite. I'm relatively nice. Again, I'm sorry for my sick voice in this video, but I appreciate y'all for hanging with me. If you made it this far in the video, you better comment Shark Attack at the Aquarium down below. I still haven't gotten anybody to do that yet, and I think I put it in every video that I've made. But until the next one, I will see you guys later, because this video is